The typhus corrosion has dried, and what I've taken is my sponge tool and a little bit of matte black from Army Painter, and I'm going to use this to do some carbon scoring on the back of the vents. So I've got it on the fine point, and I'm literally just going to come around and sponge in some of this black around the back. Hopefully that gives us an effective carbon scoring. Three things left. Try to get that mounted in the right place. Eject the sponge. Right. People I've spoken to have said they've had trouble trying to get hold of this. I don't know why. I caught this back in April at the Salou exhibition in London. This is Duncan Rhodes 2 thin coats iron oxide ink, and this stuff is beautiful. The only way I can describe it. Add a little bit of water to it. So what I want to do is just in a couple of places on the tracks come in and just literally put a few dabs of this in. Likewise, any of the other metals, don't want it on that. Where I've put it in, and spread it out a little bit. It's very strong, but I find it's quite a subtle effect in the end. Especially when it's combined with some of the other things we're going to try in a minute. Likewise, on this, I just want a heavier rust effect at the bottom of that part, around some of this console, just show its age a little bit. A little bit here and there, and not a lot up that way. A bit for another little drizzle around here. Likewise downside these cables look like it's aged somewhat. Now I'm going to put a little bit down the sides, just make it look like rust is running down. We've got another little product we're going to try in a minute to help accentuate that. So I don't feel like I need to put too much more on that. I'm more or less there. I think I'm going to put a little bit on the dome at the top, not a lot, just a couple of around some of the larger points in the structure. So we're going to put some Valhalla Blizzard over some of this in a minute. And then just get a bit of creative with it. Understand why I've done this in a minute and why I'm not going up far with it. So I'll let that dry and I'll come back for the next step. That's more or less dry. So just shaking up the next thing I've got to try. I have some ammo colour, ammo light rust, which I'm going to use on part of this dome. I'm just going to paint some in. This is enamel wash. And then the places I'm really going to concentrate it are down these bits on the upright. And once that's on, what we'll do is we'll come back in with some enamel thinners and just play around with that a little bit. The only other place I fancy trying this is just in the vents, just to add something else. Just trying to stain them all equally. So this stuff is quite thin, but it's got quite a lot of power to it. So I'm going to change what brush I'm using now. I've got another brush that I keep my enamel work for. And now what I need to do is with this enamel thinners is just come around where I've put it in and spread it out a little bit. I'm not worried about spreading it on the stem's fine. Now I need to get those dry and we'll come back in a minute.